Good afternoon, YouTube. It's Tone Loc, All There Is TV, and I'm back again with another video. Today is December 28th, 2024. And the topic of this video is going to be, if you want to know what the government and other governments are up to, just watch movies. We all seen some type of movie, children, or maybe even recently, that we always wonder, like, where did this idea come from? Like, why come up with a movie like this? We might have not knew then what we was looking at. But as we grew, and as time went on, we see now, to this day, the present day, the day I just told you earlier, that a lot of this stuff that we were seeing on movies that we had no idea, no thought of this stuff ever becoming a reality, we know now that it's a reality. And we know now that it's actually real, and we can almost know what to expect from watching these movies, episodes, or even some commercials as time went on. It depends on your age. It depends on your age. The older you are, the more you have witnessed, the more you have seen. So that's just how it goes. And it can go all the way back to the Jetsons, a cartoon. You know how long that's been out. It can go all the way as far back as the Titanic. There's a little bit of technology in there that we didn't know of that we see today. It's used differently, but it's still the same type of technology. We can go all the way back to certain movies like Armageddon. What we're saying with the nuclear programs are all these countries trying to build nukes, fighting against each other. But the movie Armageddon was about, what if we all have to come together and use those nukes to save mankind altogether on this planet? Well, there won't be no mankind at all to fight against each other. I remember a movie called Terminator, way back in the 80s. Any of y'all remember that? Terminator? I remember that. We thought it was crazy back then, right? Well, no, it's not too much crazy now, is it? It's not that crazy now, is it? Look at China. Look at the US, all competing for this AI, these robots that they can mass produce to use to fight wars, save casualties on real human lives, any of that. They're using it. They're coming up with it. They're building these things. They're already built. They're just being tested, programmed, and just running trials, getting the kinks out of it. With expectations of mass producing these things and using these things for whatever purpose. Military uses being the number one, I believe. Even our robot, that can be a major consequence doing this type of stuff. We all seen our robot. We've seen the end of that. We've seen what these things can do, what they will do. So you might want to be careful with that. But who thought that this stuff we seen years ago on movies, Terminator, our robot, artificial intelligence, the movie Artificial Intelligence, the actual movie Artificial Intelligence. Who know that all this stuff will come from tuition? We never knew that. We never knew what we was looking at. We never knew that these ideas, what we saw on this TV, was actual ideas that was already probably in the workings when the movie actually came out. Okay, take it far as back to the Jetsons, a cartoon. Who ever knew that we would be able to fly in the air? And I'm not talking about just airplanes. I know we've been doing airplanes for a while. I understand that. I perfectly understand that. But I have been seeing some episodes on YouTube, some YouTube videos of private aerial taxi where you can get into a taxi owned by I forgot the company that's building these things, but you can get into a taxi cab that will lift you up and fly you to your destination. It's not a helicopter. It's not a plane. It's a small, maybe a one or two passenger aerial vehicle with a driver. Yeah, it's man-made. I mean, it has a driver in it. It's not unmanned. Gets in there, pick you up. It's only in major cities right now, as far as like New York, L.A., major cities with a lot of traffic. And pick you up and take you to your destination. And let's just say that a regular taxi cab drive would have took you on the ground probably, I'm gonna say 25, 30 minutes. Okay, with the traffic. This thing's supposed to get you there in like 5 minutes. So you're taking a risk. It's not in public use yet, but it's being used, but it's also being tested. So I don't know. And another thing with the Jetsons, who would ever thought that one day we can actually pay billions of dollars, take a space travel trip to Mars or wherever? Whoever thought that? Whoever thought that? Okay, long as we've been watching SpongeBob, cartoons like that, The Little Mermaid, all these other little cartoons that were showing you that it was life underwater. Who all thought that it'd be somebody out there crazy enough to board an underwater vessel trying to reach the Titanic, which is 13,000 feet below the shoreline? I mean, below the water. 13,000 miles deep. Who would ever thought someone would want to pay that much money to go down there, knowing the risk? The technology we have came from that. That idea of building these underwater submersibles came from idea that we seen in a movie a long time ago. Another example. Everything that we have today, all the technology that we're seeing today was already previously shown to us some kind of way in a movie, a commercial, or some kind of way. They always have to introduce it to you little by little bit. With the clones, we know that you can clone now. Where did we see that from? It used to be movies back in the day that showed you that you can clone. I remember one called Multiplicity with forgot the man name. I forgot his Jack. No, it's not Jack. It's forgot his name, but he played Batman. One of the first Batmans. The first Batman. He was the actor. He played the first Batman. I forgot his name. But yeah, Multiplicity. It's a movie about cloning. Look at it today. Everything's being cloned. They ain't cloning catfish, goats. They're cloning everything, man. Komodo dragons, humans, anything you can think of that's living, they're trying to clone it. So I mean, all these ideas that we're seeing today that we thought was never possible, how did it come possible? It's already there because they showed it to us during movies. They had to gradually just push it on us. They couldn't do it all at one time. They knew that they would have a lot of pushback. So they gradually and gradually pushed it on us. It's nothing new under the sun. Nothing new under the sun. All the stuff we're seeing now was an idea of someday or one day that's now coming to fruition. And it's crazy. I was just thinking about that. It's real crazy. This stuff is getting this out of hand. You even got China coming out saying they got an aircraft, a fighter jet that can operate in outer space. How you get a fighter jet to operate in outer space in them altitudes? Sound like some more of the Jetsons type stuff, huh? China trying to be Apollo 13 or something. I mean, they trying to do something that we probably ain't even capable of doing. We gotta, I mean, our fighter jets don't already operate that high anyway. You know, Russia fighter jets operate above 70,000 feet. I was just like in the 50,000 feet range. China going above that. China want to go to the outer atmosphere of the Earth. They want a fighter jet that can operate in outer space. Well, what kind of pilot is you gonna get to do that? How is a I don't understand. How is an aircraft going to operate in outer space? How is you going to get it to go up there? You got to be. I want to see this thing. Their sixth generation aircraft fighter jet, which is being tested. Most recently, a couple of days ago, they seen it flying over a Chinese city, Suzon, whatever, Chizon, whatever the city is called. But they're testing it right now, and it's going through trials and everything. They're getting it right. But the biggest thing of it is that it's competing with the F-35 and F-22. So, like I said, another case of China stealing American technology through the spies, all type of stuff. And now, this current day, we got something going on that reminds me of the movie Independence Day. Now we're seeing all these drones, all this type of idea for the same thing that was going on in that movie. We don't know what it is, but they found out what it was. It was aliens. But we're seeing all this type of stuff. Everybody got videos of all this activities going on floating above their house, and everybody got I say in everything, saying that they know what it is, want to put their 2 cents in it. Don't nobody really know what it is. You just guessing. You just assuming you know what it is. Cause what it look like to you, you don't know what it is. You ain't no rocket scientist. but this is what it is, man. We just living in those times. Like I said, everything that we're going through right now have already been out here, man. We just seen it again. It's kind of like living deja vu, like all over again. Like we're gonna talk about that later on. What is really deja vu? What is really deja vu? But it's like, man, I done seen this before, man, on something, on a movie, but it's like it's happening in real life right now. Remember this from that movie Independence Day? Remember this from that movie, all this, that, man, it's happening in real life now. Like, okay, why you think they got the idea from? Why you think Terminator was ever a movie? Because they already had those things. It was an idea. As you can see, 10 more years, it probably would be like our our robots running around here delivering mail, doing DoorDash, Uber, Grubhub, Instacart, washing your car for you. You pull up at the car wash, you got robots doing it. And it'd be the best car wash you ever had. McDonald's got robot workers in there cooking fries and hamburgers. It's crazy, man. All this stuff was once an idea that came to fruition. All of it. I ain't surprised at all. I just be thinking sometime, man. I just be sitting in my car, man. I'm on break right now. In my little second job. I decided to make a video. It's a nice day to make a video. So yeah, like I said, man, if you really want to know what the government is doing, just watch movies. That's all you got to do. Area 51 on Independence Day, just watch movies. That's all you got to do. But be careful because sometimes movies can mislead you. But the idea of the movie, when it comes to stuff like that, came from somewhere. And you will see it probably later on if you ain't seen it already. So be mindful of that. Once again, Christmas over with. Christmas is over with. Hope all y'all had a good, merry, safe Christmas. Hope all y'all have a good, merry, safe Christmas in 2025. But first and foremost, I want to wish y'all a good, safe, happy New Year's. Be on your toes. They're gonna be out here looking for you. They get you caught up in the system. They get you to pay all this money out. Go to jail, whatever it is. You don't want that, man. We're gonna bring in the new year right. So you on your P's and Q's. I ain't gonna tell you to enjoy yourself, but if you enjoy yourself, make sure you do it responsibly and stay out of trouble. And once again, it's Tone Low, All There Is TV. I'm gonna catch y'all on the rebound, man. I'm gonna catch y'all later on. I'm out.